Video content is fast becoming one of our go-to techniques for learning, for finding out new concepts, and for following people that we trust and we want to learn from. Hence why you're watching this video now. But one of the challenges we've all got is the overwhelm. There's so many videos out there, and bringing all that together into one place that you can either use as your playlist for important information that you might want to look back over, or maybe collate to watch in the future, or maybe even share with a team as a learning path for your whole group. It's really not that easy. And I'm going to show you in this video a quick and easy way you can use Microsoft 365 to create what we'll call playlists that you can use yourself and that you can share with people. But I'm also going to point out the truth behind these playlists so you can make an informed choice as to whether this is for you or whether you need more features. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you get a minute so I can keep on doing more of these videos to help you. Let me just start with the positives. It's really easy to create a playlist of videos that you want to curate for yourself or for your team. And you can do it from a lot of places, but I'll show you how to do it direct from SharePoint. You can use a Teams site or you can use a communication site, doesn't matter, same process. All you do is create a new list. But what you do then is you reach for one of the templates that you've got down here called the playlist. And you should all have this in your tenant. If you don't, you can probably ask your admin to import this template for you. So what it does is it will bring in a list, and the list will have various different attributes pre-baked. I'm just going to click use the template. I'll give it a name, call it playlist. I'll show it in the site navigation. So here we are. We're on a SharePoint list effectively. The same example can be seen in Microsoft lists, which is their nice portable view of these lists. But what you then do is you add items to this playlist. And you click the Add New Item button up here. Now here's the first feature to point out. You can very, very quickly pull in videos that you have access to on your tenant. Here in my recent, I don't have any. So where do we get these videos from? Well, these videos are sourced from another service in Microsoft called Microsoft Stream. You can access Stream up here. It's bound to SharePoint, but effectively this is a place where all your videos get stored. So you can choose the videos you want to upload and therefore expose. I'll choose a couple from my desktop. Once they're complete, it may take a little while for them to manifest into Stream, so be a bit patient with this step, but eventually they'll pop up and you know you're in business. Now if we switch back to our communication site list, this playlist, we can now add new item. And over time, you'll find these in the different folders, but this one I think has just landed here. It has. I'll add both these items to my playlist. And you get this experience now where you've got multiple videos in a list that you can watch, you can fast forward, you can go back on. What you can also now do is add this playlist to your SharePoint pages. So let's just quickly go back into that communication site. I will now add a new web part. For the sake of speed, we'll just add a one-column web part, and the web part type you're looking for is a list. Add the list, first of all, then we go to the configuration properties on the right-hand side, and we choose the playlist. Click Apply, and hey presto, that same playlist list is visible to me. If I republish it, it's visible to everybody who has access to that list. The list works in the same way as other lists in that if you want to share it with someone, you can use the sharing options just like this. So that'll share that playlist with those people in your tenant. So that's one place you can expose these playlists for other people to ingest and use, and you can create them when you want. Another great place you can use these is in Teams. So if I hop across to my Teams channel, you can't do this in chats yet, but you can do it in channels. I can add a list type tab. So let's choose Microsoft Lists. It'll add the app to the channel, and then I can choose the specific list that this app is going to manifest. We add an existing list. We can see playlist here. I'll click playlist. Another way you can do that is get the URL of the playlist. Takes a bit of time. Sometimes it's a bit glitchy, but don't worry about it. You can, I assure you, see playlists in this window. And there we go. That's it installed. You can actually get the same if you add a SharePoint tab and then choose the list. It's the same thing. I'm going to switch over now to another tenant where I've just installed that playlist web part, that list that is a playlist, to show you a really cool feature that you can get access to. But here's the first limitation that I want to point out in my list of 7 challenges that you need to be aware of. you'll notice here I've got this summarize option. Now that wasn't present in my other tenant. And the reason for that is because here I've got the Copilot for Microsoft 365 license enabled. I think they've now rebranded it Microsoft 365 Copilot. It's the tenant-wide version of Copilot that can look at your videos, your emails, your documents, do all sorts of clever things for you. But the beauty here is that within the SharePoint experience, I can actually click Summarize. It'll take me over to this stream experience, and it will do lots of clever things using Copilot with my video. Things like it'll summarize the key topics. It will actually give me time codes in the video that I can jump to. You can see it's a bit jittery there. Apologies for that for your eyes. That must have really hurt. But what it's done is it's given me time codes that I can just click on if I'm interested in that particular element of the video. Now, there's two things that I wanted to point out here. Number one is that we've had to skip into Stream. That's where we're working now. The AI is present within that interface. So we've had a context shift. Number two is I can only do this AI work with one video at a time. So for you, that might be a limitation. So number one, this capability for AI will cost you. Number two, you've got a little bit of getting used to moving between tools. Number three, you can only look at one video at a time. But if that capability is useful to you, the £30 or so per person, per license, per month may well be useful. Whilst I'm here, I'm also going to point out a fourth limitation, which I've noticed. This summarize option does not manifest itself when you share this particular list in a Teams channel. It just isn't there. So you have to skip across via your Teams channel, which is your playlist, into your SharePoint site, which then sees the button, which then takes you to Stream. So there is a little bit of getting used to, some movement, some inefficiency there. There is another downside to this that I'd like to point out, in that this is my playlist. I talked about sharing. I can share this with my colleagues. Given their list permissions, as long as they're set up, they can see the same view that I can. However, I can't share this externally. We can't share lists with external third parties unless we set up guest access, cross-tenant sharing, and they've got a SharePoint site set up that allows them to see my list. So it's quite a complex process to share my playlist with perhaps a colleague in a different organization or somebody I want to share some knowledge with about my product, for example. And another aspect to that is I can watch this video as much as I want on my own, but those watching it along with me are not synchronized. So if I were to take this into a Teams meeting, for example, there is another limitation. I can't publish this playlist into Teams so we can watch it together on a Teams call. To do that, I'd reach for PowerPoint. I'd put these videos into PowerPoint, and then I'd publish the PowerPoint into Teams, and we can watch it together. And I can also synchronize the playhead to the points that I want to bring them to. Here, we've got an individual view of a playlist that we can all use, we can all interact with, but it's a very individual experience. Back to my other tenant, putting aside AI for 1 minute, the last and perhaps one of the more disappointing features is that I cannot natively bring in videos from platforms other than Stream. I have to ingest it into Stream first to expose it as an item that I can use to add to my playlist. So there's nowhere here for me to add a URL, for example. Now, you might think, well, hang on a minute, this is just a list. Can't you edit the list and put the YouTube URL in, for example? What they've cleverly done, Microsoft, is they've shut the option off to edit this list easily. Now, I am going to do some investigation to see if I can work around that. But for now, you're limited to one platform that you have to ingest your videos into and share them, which may be fine for you. So don't point out those challenges because I think the solution's bad. I think it's great for personal sharing, for sharing across your team, but I point them out to save you a bit of time if you're looking for particular features or particular aspects to your playlist experience and you don't want to go rooting around and discover what I discovered. So for those of us who've got relatively simple needs, this playlist list is a pretty good solution.